Hello my friends, would you like to make millions of rubles per raid? I have just a route for you. Gear up and follow me to Lighthouse. Alrighty, the spawn isn't the greatest that we could possibly get, but it is what it is. We're gonna have to make do. Fortunately, we do have the northern checkpoint spawn, or extract, as you can see, which is the preferred extract to have if we cannot get the car extract. So let's make our way to the southeastern corner of the water treatment plant and we'll go from there. One thing I should mention is that if you spawn all the way down on the south or on the southern road next to the southern road extract, you might want to consider just extracting and just resetting, as it is quite a long run and sometimes it's not even worth it because people have already looted it. There's going to be a ton of player scavs, so on and so forth. Speaking of ton of player scavs and PMCs, I highly recommend you do this at night. Like I said, there's less people, less players, including player scavs, but also the rogues, their visibility isn't as sharp, so you're gonna have a much easier time, especially if you are not comfortable farming rogues or looting the area in general. I highly recommend get yourself a cheap NVG. For example, you can get the N15s plus the head strap. It's like 100k. Do the same route I'm doing, but just do it at night with the NVGs. Speaking of guns as well, use whatever you want. Just make sure you have a scope on it. I'm using an SVD right now just because I have the Punisher Part 6. I have to kill 15 PMCs with it. And this is a pretty popular run, obviously. A pretty popular area, so you're gonna run into PMCs. So it's 2 birds, 1 stone type of deal for me here. Once you get closer to the water treatment plant, look up there. Just a quick peek over. USECs can go up there without the rogues shooting at them, so just keep that in mind. You cannot go up there as a bear. Speaking of bears, I am doing this route as a bear, so if you're wondering if you can do this as a bear or how to do it as a bear, just do what I do. Instead of going down the road, we're gonna go this way. This is 10 times safer, I promise you. Because if you go down the road there, you kill the rogues, then you have to sneak along the wall, look for the second rogue that's gonna run off the gun. By that time, you're gonna get swarmed by other players and player scavs, so this way is much safer. Once you get to this gap here, look there. If you can see the rogue on the gun, kill him. Looks like he's dead, so we can't kill him this time. Sometimes you can see the other one there up there as well from here, but obviously this one's dead, the other one's probably down. But there's a very high chance that there's a player around here. The rogue doesn't come off the gun there unless he's been shot at or it's just dead. Run to the next gap on the wall here, and then we look at... He sees a bandit apparently. You look on the roof there. He's off the gun again. That's a scav, I'm pretty sure. And then once you kill that guy over there, this fella up there is just gonna walk, staring down at you. It's just gonna walk sideways. You do not want to mess with him. Just leave him be. Even at nighttime, it's just very risky. Once you get here, you want to hug the wall and you're just gonna lean in here, like WASD. Just do like circles and just lean into it like this. If you see rogues on the ground, just try and spot them. If they haven't spotted you yet, they're just gonna stand there until you see the tip of the gun. Just lean out and then just tap them. If they have spotted you, you can just take your stun grenades. Bring stun grenades. Don't bring regular grenades. There's no point. Bring stun grenades. Pop it over. And then you can blast them. They either run or they get blinded. If they get blinded, they will just shoot randomly. Not at you. They just shoot. That's the time you know that you can go and pick their brains. Once you clear this area, or if it's clear, you're gonna come here to this corner. Kill the guy on the grenade launcher. Pop. And then just move on. Don't worry about any other rogues up there for now. But check the first crate here. There's a valuable spawn there. Valuable spawns include stims as well on at the water treatment plant. So going through the door, in this room, in the corner of the table here, there's a electronic spawn on the bottom here, and then where this ace is, you can find all kinds of valuables or electronics. So I think this is a scav. Scavs like to walk up to you as well. Check the kitchen. You can find sugars and vodkas and like all kinds of food that can be worth some money, MREs, stuff like that. You can check the jackets as well if you want. I skip them. I don't really care. They're not that they're not worth checking, it just takes time, and I just want to do it as fast as I can. Come here, check up here, and another crate with valuables right there. And then we're gonna come down here, and this is the first key we're gonna use. This is the Rogue USEC barrack key. It costs 30,000 rubles, and it's definitely worth checking. Weapon attachments on the bed here, and you get an ammo box here. Sometimes it doesn't spawn, but it's all good. Block 25. I would take the ammo, but you can't sell it, and I'm not going to use it anytime soon, so I'm just going to leave it. Then you get the ammo box, or the weapon box, between the bunk beds. Always worth checking. Find some pretty decent stuff in the weapon crates and stuff like that. Pistol. There's more weapon attachments here. Nothing special this time around. And then there you have a toolbox down here. I don't know if this is worth much. I think it's worth a couple of rubles. And then you have another weapon box up here. All of these containers, they sometimes just don't spawn. So, just if you're wondering why they're not here, then that's why. And next thing we're gonna do... I heard something. I'm gonna come up here on the second floor. And then if you haven't killed that guy up there, you can get an angle there. As you can see, we have a gamer amongst us. What is he doing? It looked like a player scav. It's just a regular scav by the looks of it. Excuse me? As you can see, the other rogue from that gunner, which is on that corner, went to the GL. That happens sometimes. But the main reason we come up here is because we can kill the rogue that's on the gunner on this side. So just walk towards the window and just kind of lean in. I have a bad ergo on this, so it takes forever for me to regen my arm stamina. So give me a second. I think that guy's off the gun, by the way, because someone's getting blasted, so... Yep, so as you can see, you can kill him there. It generally doesn't see you, but if you like swing around the window like this, he might blast you, so be careful. You definitely don't want to linger in front of the window too long. But he's off the gun right now, which isn't ideal. As you can see, or as you can hear, there's stuff happening all around us. There's a... On top of that crate there, there's a tank battery spawn, and there's a toolbox right here that I like to check as well. I think that's a player. Either that or I just heard the... I think I just heard the rogue on the roof. So the next move I generally do is pretty risky unless you kill all the rogues on building 2. Doesn't sound like it's on the roof. I'm a little worried. But long story short, if you don't want to risk it, just go out that way. Hey man, what's up?
You a scav?
Yep. Are you a scav?
Yes, of course. What the f? You are not.
Oh, sorry. Misclick, misclick. Thought you were... Okay, no worries. I generally don't trust scavs here. And this isn't even a scav. He looks like a scav, but he isn't one. That's pretty well played on his part. I'm honestly lost. I kind of forgot what I was talking about. So, if you want to be safe, go out that way, where that scav is shooting at me. I want to blast him real quick, if I can. And this is why I hate scavs. Right. Where's that bastard? It's just personal now, I have to kill him. This is a very good rig. Stacking rigs is a great way to get extra space. I'd recommend you do that. As you can see, this gives you 20 slots and it takes 12. So it's a great way to get extra space if you need it. And you most certainly do if you don't have the biggest bag possible. So just keep that in mind. We're gonna take this. And like I said, safe route is through this door. If you've killed that guy on the gun, obviously, if you're still on the gun, then you have to kill him. There's no way around it. If you want to loot the room that this guy was looting, then of course do it. I usually skip it. Let me see if he actually has anything on him. Worth my while. Not really. And the risky route is this way. And that includes going on the roof of building 3. So for reference, that's building 1 over there, building 2, and I'm on building 3 right now. And as you can see, there's a rogue up there, so there's a good chance if he looks my way, he's gonna absolutely destroy me, but I don't think he has any line of sight onto this roof right now. So we're gonna push up here really quick. There's a good chance this guy always sits on his gun, but be careful when pushing up. Okay, he's not on the gun this time. Pop them and then move fast. There's only one rogue up here, so you don't have to worry about any other rogues when you're up here, besides the ones on other roofs, basically. When looting rogues, they always have an AFAC on them. Pretty much, I don't think they never have it. So they always have an AFAC, and I pretty much always take them, and I just sell them to therapists because they sell for a decent amount of money. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any good armor on him this time, but I do want to dismantle his AK. Always take the charge handle. The CSS AK, this goes for like 100k, 80k, whatever. Sometimes it goes for quite a bit, so always worth taking. And now the risky part is that if the rogue up there sees you, he's gonna blast you. And same with that guy over there. So if you see a rogue up there, right, looks like I don't have any aim. I'm very bad at the game, apparently. And let me just top up my mag. That was terrible. I thought I had him for sure there. Yeah, I was ranged at 50. I thought I was ranged at 100. I think that's what went wrong, at least. If you can see that rogue up there, I think he sits behind that tarp right now. Either that or he went back on his gun, but we're gonna run down here as fast as we possibly can. And we're gonna go and hug that wall over there. There used to be rogues at that helicopter. I haven't seen a single scav or a single rogue around that helicopter this wipe, so I think they don't spawn there anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've done like 20-30 raids on Lighthouse and I haven't seen a single one. So once you come here, check around the corner here at the corner of this wall. Sometimes a rogue gets stuck right when they're lasered there. I don't know what they're doing. They just get stuck when they're chasing someone. So just be aware of that. We're going to run over here into the red container. And there's a technical supply crate here. That door's open there, which means there's scavs around here. So just be aware of that. And then we check on top of these here. You get all kinds of industrial / barter items, barter spawns. And then on top of these, you get electronics. But we're going to check these 2 rooms here. So the first one is always opened. You can loot 2 technical supply crates up here. And then the second one's here. But for the other one, you need the water treatment plant storage room key. This is like 15,000 rubles. It's so cheap, but it's such a good room. There's literally no reason to not have this key. Always check the shelves here as well. So on this table here, you get an intel spawn. It's not a very frequent spawn, but it's there. So just check it. Toolbox here sometimes spawns, sometimes it doesn't. And then we're going to come here. I'm moving my mouse like I'm having a seizure. I'm sorry. So on the corner here, you have a valuable spawn. Inside this crate here, there's a valuable spawn. And on the corner of this bottom right crate is a valuable spawn. And then you have a storage or technical supply crate here as well. Fuel, I would generally take the fuel, but on this route, it's just not worth it because you're gonna be so heavy at the end of looting every single rogue. Run across into this room here, and then in front of the laptop, you get valuable spawns, and you get the weapon attachments over here. Nothing here this time. There's a weapon box as well. It sucks that none of the valuable spawns are existing on this run at the moment, which it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And then we're gonna run across to the other side of the building. Check on top of this box here, and then inside of the crate here, you can find some industrial loot. If you're gonna run, if you start running hungry, then this is a good spot to check for drinks and food. As you can see, there's an MRE there. And also get ammo spawns, but it's usually just garbage ammo, so don't worry about it too much. I didn't press R, so I don't know why I'm reloading. But on the shelves here, you get industrial spawns. Unfortunately, the hose is not worth too much these days. Another SVD. Don't mind if I do, that's like 100k. You can check this room as well. There's a weapon crate here and a weapon box here, but I usually skip it. And we're gonna come around the corner here. And over here you get electronic spawns, including in this little box here. This includes Tetrises, GPUs and such as well. Another hose. I'm gonna drop the hoses because I know I'm gonna drop them at the first chance I get anyway. They're not worth that much at the moment. And then these shells as well. You can find like, yeah, here we go. Thermite. It's like amazing money. Someone's blowing up on the mic. It's very unfortunate for them. So, going out this way, if that rogue on the gun is dead, you shouldn't have any trouble crossing this. But if he isn't, then just kill him and then move on, obviously. I don't know why I mentioned that. Anyway, gonna run up the side here. Now, we've killed 2 rogues at that gunner, so we know there's 1 more here. There's at least 2 here, but there can be up to 3. So, you have to be a little careful here. Pushing up here is... Alright, we can hear him sprint over there. And since I knew this was the last one, I was comfortable just sitting out in the open. But if there's more than 1, then you have to be careful. So, once you come up here, and if this guy is off the gun... If this guy's off the gun, he kind of sits like behind that there, so just be careful. Now... That's a player scav, I'm pretty sure he's going for the extract. And there's another scav up there with a Mosin. That's now gone. Okay. As I was saying, so if you come up there, sometimes they just sit in line here. If there's all 3 of them together, sometimes it happens. But if you come around here, that guy, you just kind of want to bait him away with your stun grenades because it's very hard to kill him with a left-hand peek. So just be aware of that. Let's loot him real quick. I might drop this alpha rig actually. I really hope I find another body armor for myself because I wanna drop this rig. This is like the one rig that I always take into this raid. That the whole purpose of it is that I'm gonna throw it away. That's the reason I'm wearing a really small rig. And as you can see, I can insurance fraud my sword-ins. And the only guns I really pick up are the M4s or AK-74Ms. Inside this tent here, in this, you can find a valuable spawn. Like I said before, valuable spawns include stims. And then on top of these, you get all kinds of weapon attachments. Now, for the sake of... There's another player. think those are scav players. No, those are just regular scavs. Okay, where was I? I keep getting disturbed. I apologize. I know it's very fun. So let's say that guy's dead, but this guy, usually this guy does not go on that grenade launcher unless he spots someone. So he likes to sit on his gun. You can just come around here, and you have to be pretty fast, and you just click him on the brain, and you just kill him. That's it. But make sure you hit your shot, because if he comes off and he starts sprinting, that's when they're dangerous. And sometimes he likes to sit like over there as well, or behind this tarp. So you can see his feet sometimes when you're prone, like this. Hold Alt and E, and then you can see his feet. But that's basically how you deal with them there. I hope that made sense. It's kind of hard to explain it if you can't actually demonstrate it. But here we have 2 more bodies, and that's an upgrade on our rig, which is very nice. Let's check what the other guy has. The other guy doesn't have anything for me in terms of armor. So this is perfect. Just throw everything there with control and left click where it is. And they should have a grenade there as well. Nice. These grenades, they're super cheap this wipe. They used to be like 20-30k like a week or 2 ago, but they really dropped in price super fast this wipe. And here's another rig that we could have upgraded. And like I said before, AKs, you want the charging handle and everything else that you can possibly fit in the back. I don't take the stun grenades, but the grenades I do pick up. And there's also a good chance that if you loot the pockets or the backpacks of the rogues, that you can find yourself USD in them, just straight up US dollars, like 500, 1000 USD usually. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to take the comm tax as well, because I am pretty much at the end of my run here. Also, forgot to mention, check the weapon stands as well. They have weapon attachment spawns as well. And there's a ton of suppressor spawns up here for some reason. Just check the surfaces. Like up there. I said weapon suppressors, I meant weapon attachments. I'm gonna eat this because I am running hungry a bit. Speaking of stims, I recommend bringing a meal and an SJ12. SJ12 gives you an energy and hydration recovery for 10 minutes. Highly recommend it. And over here as well, what do we have? A barrel. Don't think it's worth much. I might be mistaken. I don't know the price of every single item, so don't worry about stuff you don't know the price of. Like, sometimes you just have to learn it through trial and error. And apparently there's a weapon box up here. I have never noticed this. Great loot as well. But let's check the scav that I killed. And then there's another one up there. I see. Oh, that's the one that I missed my shot on. Never mind, it's not another one. Oh, this was a player scav actually. I didn't even notice. Didn't realize. So he's killed a player, which means he's gonna have possibly some decent loot. Think about this route specifically. Is there's a ton of player scavs doing it, and the player scavs usually have decent scav rep, which means that they quite often come up here with whatever the good stuff is that you can spawn with on your scav, like Labs key cards or Ginger's locket and stuff like that. I lost my train of thought here. I'm gonna start throwing away the stun grenades because I don't really need them anymore. All the rogues are dead. And if you're wondering, the stun grenade is like 7,000 rubles per, and you can buy 10 of them from Prepper every reset. And I highly recommend you buying them. They're super cheap on flea market as well. And in my opinion, they're the best way to make sure that the rogues scatter when you throw it at them. Now, with all this speaking, I forgot to check if the car extract was there. Best way to spot it is just from up there. You look down the road, and you can see the tail lights if the car is there. But no big deal. You can just go on the road and check it anyway. I want to check this scav that I killed here as well. I'm gonna pop the mule just for the sake of the video. Generally, if I'm at the end of this route, I'm not gonna mule because it's a waste of money. One mule is like 125,000 rubles right now. But I just want to get through this video because it's pretty long already anyway. Right, so left of that bus, as you can see, there's the taillights, the car extracts right there. If it's not there and you have the northern checkpoint, you can go in through there, through the truck and through the train yard, and so on and so forth. This is actually a PMC. Pretty cool. But if you don't have either one, I recommend you just backtrack through the building there. Just go back and through the path to shoreline. I don't know, I'm having a hard time talking, but you can also go up the hill and all the way around. Just have to watch out for the mines. And that's basically the end of the run. This is the second take. I hope this one's good enough. The first time I did it, it was around the same time, like 30-minute run, and I made around 1.2 mil plus a hexcrete plus another M4 that I got off of a PMC. So you're not always gonna make like 1 or 2 mil, but you're gonna find a ton of gear in here that you can use like down the line throughout your wipe. You're not always gonna find like 2 mil worth of loot here, but you can come out with like guns and weapon attachments and armor and stuff like that. So like this rig, I'm not gonna sell this, but it's a decent rig. It's tier 5 rig and I can use it in the future, right? Alright my friends, that's the route. I hope you guys liked it. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching and have a great day my friends. Goodbye.